Hello students, how are you? Hope all of you are doing well and maintaining good health. I am Dr. Smrutirekha and I welcome you all to Etuson, Education for Better Tomorrow. It's a digital learning platform for Odia and English medium students. If you believe in quality education, then you are in the right platform. As in Etuson, we provide quality education which will definitely help you to build your career. Then what are you waiting for? Please download the eTuition app and enroll yourself so that you can avail all the facilities at your fingertips. So children, without wasting much time, let us start today's class. As you can see, today we are going to start with a new chapter. That is chapter 5 of your NCERT book. That is data handling. So today basically we are going to discuss the pictorial representation of data. Are you all excited to learn a new chapter today? Okay, let us start then. So first we need to understand what is data. So data is nothing but a collection of facts such as numbers, words, measurements, observations, or even just description of things. So it is just a raw form, just collecting some value, that is data. It may be in form of a number, word, measurement, observation, etc. Correct or not? Now, some of the example. The runs made by the batsman in 10 test match. So those are some numbers related to batsman. So it is data. Number of wickets taken by a bowler. Again it's a number. For a bowler, for last 10 one-day match, how many wickets one bowler has taken? Again it is a number. It's a data. Marks scored by students of your class in mathematics unit test. That is again a number or data, individual numbers of each and every student. Correct or not? Now, number of storybooks read by each of your friends, etc. So these are some of the example of data. There are infinite number of example. You can take it from your surrounding. Okay. So now I have taken a typical example where we have collected the marks scored by the students of class 8. So there are some students of class 8 for those who have scored some marks. So now I will ask what is the marks scored by Devendra. So you can just see it is 90. Devasis. What is the marks scored by Devasis? It is 98. Ritesh 75. Now for Ritesh 75 is just a number. But now when I will ask the same question, the same marks in the teacher's point of view. So when someone will ask what is the performance of the class. So in that case, you have to find out what is the average marks scored by the different students, or what is the minimum marks scored by a student, by the student in a class, what is the maximum marks scored, who has scored it. All those things can be just collected or can be obtained just by arranging the data in a sequence. Correct or not? So, when you are arranging it in a particular manner with respect to the situation, then it gives certain information. That is, what is information then? Information in general sense is processed, organized and structured data. It provides context for data and enables decision making. Data is usually collected in the context of a situation that we want to study. Like the same example I will take. Now, initially, when I have written it in the tabular form, it was in this form. Just randomly, I had taken their names and I had noted down their corresponding numbers. So, what is the difference between this table and this table? In the second table, now it is arranged in a sequence. Which sequence it is arranged? It is in a descending order, right? That means first it is Sonali who has scored 99, followed by Devasis, Aditya, and finally Ritesh. Now, if you can see this table, you can easily tell that what is the range of marks scored by the class 8 students in mathematics exam. Correct or not? You can easily tell that the minimum marks scored by the student is 75, and who is that student? It is Ritesh. And what is the maximum marks scored by the student? It is 99, and who has scored? Sonali has scored. And also, if someone will ask how many students have got more than 90, so I'll just calculate, just count it: 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Correct or not? Easily, by arranging it in a systematic way, in a structured way, in an organized way, you can collect all this information. So now, can you distinguish between data and information? Data is just a number. When you arrange it in an organized way, depending on the situation, it becomes information. Okay, children? Now, let us understand how this data can be represented pictorially. That means in terms of picture. Okay. So, representation of numerical values of data in an organized manner in form of pictures or graph is called pictorial representation of data. The graph often represents the relationship between two or more things. Now let us understand the different form of pictorial representation one by one. The first one is pictograph. What is pictograph? Pictorial representation of data using symbols. Now, what do you mean by symbols here? What kind of symbol you are going to use? Like, suppose you are just representing the runs scored by any of the batsmen. Suppose the batsman has scored 50 runs, and each bat you will the each 10 runs scored by the batsman, you will represent it by a bat. Okay, so in this case the symbol you have used is a bat. So here, suppose one batsman has scored 50 runs. Okay, so and one bat, you have assumed that one bat is equal to 10, because if you consider one bat, because you need to consider it in a enlarged scale. Why? Because if it is 5, it is okay, you can just one bat representing one run, you can draw 5, but 5 bats, if it is 50, you cannot draw 50 bats together. It is tedious process, right? So in this pictograph, what we do, we take a enlarged scale. That means one bat representing 10, or one bat representing 100, 20. So depending on the run scored, you can choose. Now 50, if one bat represents 10, then 50 bat will be represented by how many bats? So bats are not structure. So just for showing you, I'm drawing. Don't go by its safe. Okay, so 50. So how many bats I have drawn now? So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So 5 bats for 50 runs. Okay, children, hope you have understood how many numbers or how to draw the pictograph. It will be clear when you will take more example. Okay. So, suppose we have considered the car manufactured in 6 months by Tata Motors. Okay. So, now the data collected is for the year 2021 for the month January, February, March, April, May and June. Okay. So what are the number of cars that is manufactured? 3000, 2000, 2500, 3500, 4000, 1750. So now here what I will consider is, suppose the symbol I will use is a car. Now here one car I will assume it has 1000. So this is the scale. So I need to write it. So in that case, how many cars I should take for the number of cars manufactured in January? It is 3000. That means how many cars? If one car is equal to 1000, how many car I need to represent 3000? I need 3 cars, right? Right. So 1, 2, 3. So I have taken Tata Nexon. It's a favorite, like it looks dashing, no? Okay. So now, similarly for February 2000. It is 2000, right? So how many cars he will take? He will take 2 cars. March 21 2500. Now to show 500 here, I need to take 50% of the car. Okay, so I have taken 2 cars full and 1 car half to represent 500. Similarly, for 3500, how many cars? 3 and half. 4000, 4 cars. And what about 1750? So one car and the other car 75%. Now, one thing you tell me. So while drawing, is it possible to take this 50%, 75% of any object accurately? Definitely not. So pictograph is not so accurate when you are considering a large data. Correct or not? So to make it more accurate, we have certain different types of graphs. So now let us take one more example to understand what information we can obtain by observing a pictograph. So what is our example? The sale of electric bulbs on different days of a week is shown below. Observe the pictograph and answer the following questions. So before that, let me write down the scale. In this case, one bulb represent your number of bulb. Actually, it is 2. Correct or not? So now, let us find out uh, the answer to the different questions. So our first question is, how many bulbs were sold on Friday? So here comes our Friday. So let us count how many bulbs are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 bulbs are there and one bulb represent 2 bulbs. Correct or not? So the number of bulbs will be 7 into 2, that is 14. Correct or not? Now, second question. On which day maximum number of bulbs were sold? Now let us uh, write down the number of bulbs sold in each day. Okay, so here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let us not multiply now from now. After finding out the largest number, that only we will multiply with 2. Correct or not? Unnecessarily why to find out? If it will be asked that what is the number of balls sold in each day, then you can just calculate. Okay. Because can you find out so there is a bit, right? Can you find out the total earning of the week? So in this case, we have to find out. So here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Tuesday, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. So I am just writing 8 here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 here. Here we had counted earlier. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. So on which day maximum number of bulbs were sold? It is on Sunday. Actual number is how much? Sunday it is 9 into 2, that is 18 verbs, and I'm just writing it down. Even if it is not asked, I'm just writing it down. If one verb was sold at the rate of rupees 10, then what was the total earning on Sunday? It's very simple. 18 into 10, that is rupees 180. Can you find out the total earning of the week? Of course we can. So for that, let us just calculate the number of balls. So it is equal to 6 plus 8 plus 4 plus 5 plus 7 plus 4 plus 9 into 2. This is the number of balls. Correct or not? Now to find out the earning, you have to just multiply with 10. So just find out the answer to it. So 6 plus 8 is 14 plus 4 is 18 plus 5 is 23 plus 7 is 30 plus 4 is 34 plus 9 is 43. 43 into 8 is 86. Correct or not? 43 into 2 is 86 into rupees 10. That is rupees 860. So this is the total earning of the week. So we have just added the number of balls into 2 because the scale is 2. One ball represents 2. So we have multiplied 2. Okay, so just recheck if our answer is correct. Just add it up. 6 plus 8 is 14. 14 plus 4 is 18. 18 plus 5 is 23, 30, 34 and 43. Yeah, it's absolutely correct. So 86 into, because I am just rechecking because there should not be any scope of doing mistakes. So always while writing, while doing any calculation, just recheck it so that you won't commit any kind of mistake. So the answer is rupees 860 for the bit 4. Okay, so now let us understand the another type of pictorial representation, that is bar graph. As the name indicates, there will be a bar or rectangular thing which can be seen in this graph. So what is bar graph? A display of information using bars of uniform width, their heights being proportional to the respective value. A bar graph is useful tool used for representing that data that is easy to understand. The rectangular bars provides a visual display for comparing variable in different categories. The bar heights give the quantity for each category. Bars are of equal width with equal gaps in between. So this is the definition of the bar graph. So I think here I have just missed respective values. Okay. So this is the definition and information you can collect from the bar graph. So bar graph, the height of the bar graph, it depends on its value. The height of the bar graph, it depends on the value or the frequency of each category, and along x-axis you have different categories, and in the y-axis how many times that category occurs. Okay, so that is frequency. So now for example, I have taken one bar graph where the same bar graph, if you remember in the pictograph we have just shown the table. You remember in January we had manufactured 3000 cars, in February 2000, March 2500, April 3500, May 4000, June. You remember that table we have drawn for the pictograph. Now here clearly just by observing the diagram you can say that in the month of May it is maximum, that is 4000. In the month of June it is 1750. So here you can see that in the x-axis you have the different category, that is January, February, March, April, May, June. The cars manufactured in January, February. And what about the y-axis? It is the number of cars. From here clearly you can find out what is the maximum range, what is the minimum range, what is the variation. All this information can be collected easily. Correct or not? So, and it is more accurate also and according to the scale also. So, what are the properties of a bar graph? It is essential for every bar graph to have the following properties. Each bar or column in a bar graph must be of equal width. Okay, so the width of bar you are considering, it should be of equal width. The bars can be drawn either horizontally or vertically based on the user's requirement. The data represented in a bar graph is proportional to the height of the bars. All bars share a common base. This already I have written in the definition also. So thus I have just extracted the properties of the bar graph for the better understanding. Okay children. So now let us understand what are the different category of bar graph. So basically the bar graph, depending on how it is plotted, vertical, whether the bars are in a vertical direction or horizontal direction, it is of two types, that is vertical and horizontal, and there is a special type also exists, that is double bar graph. So let us understand the different types of bar graphs one by one. So first one is vertical bar graph. Vertical bar graphs are one of the most widely used type of bar graphs. They represent the grouped data vertically. Vertical graphs are very useful when representing a series of data over time. In a vertical bar graph, the horizontal axis represents the categories. Like just now I had uh, uh, drawn one diagram for the number of cars manufactured for the Tata company. In the horizontal axis you had category, right? Like the different months, January, February, like this, correct? And the vertical axis represent the data value for those categories. What were the data values? That is 3000, 4000, 1750, 4000. Remember? Okay, so that those were represented in the y-axis. Let us consider an example to illustrate a vertical bar. So I have taken one example in which in this bar graph, here we have taken the observation made where we are asking the student of a class about their favorite color. So here the favorite color of the students is plotted in the bar graph. As you can see, what information you can collect from this bar graph. So as you can see, all the bars are plotted in a vertical direction. Red color represented by red color bar, yellow color represented by yellow color, blue by blue color, green by green color, so on and so forth. And what is the scale? 1 unit is equal to 5 students. 1 unit is equal to 5 students. So what are the categories in the x-axis? It is red, yellow, blue and green. So these are the varieties of favorite color of the students. Now how many students, if someone will ask, how many students are there whose favorite color is red? So easily you can see in the bar graph it is at 10. So 1 unit is equal to 5 students. So there are 5 and 10. That means 10 into 5, that is 50 students. Suppose I will take yellow. Here 5, 1 unit is 5 students. So 5 into 5, that is 25 students. Now from this graph, if someone will ask, what is the which is the color which is most liked by all the students? That is blue color, correct or not? And what is the which is the color which less number of students like, minimum number of students? That is yellow. So these are the information you can collect from the given bar graph. Correct or not? And remember here the width of each, even if it is colored in different color, but the width remains the same. Correct or not? It is vertical bar graph. Now same thing, if you just represent it horizontally, it becomes horizontal bar graph. So horizontal bar graphs represent the group data in the form of horizontal bars. The data categories are shown on the vertical y-axis. So just the vice versa. That means x-axis becomes y-axis and y-axis become x-axis. Correct? The data categories are shown on the vertical y-axis and the corresponding data values are shown on the horizontal axis. The value corresponding to the data category is equal to the length of each bar in a horizontal bar graphs. All the bars in this graph go across from left to right, left to right. So same example I have taken and we have plotted it horizontally. Now clearly you can see in this particular diagram that now in this, the one unit is equal to how much? 2 students. Now here the colors are varying. How many colors are there now? Pink, yellow, green, blue, red. Right? So here also I have taken the favorite color of the students. Now clearly you can see here the color which is most liked by the students is yellow. And how many it is? It is almost about 9 to 2, 18 students liked it. Correct or not? You can see clearly here. Here this exists at 9, so 9 into 2, okay, 9 into 2, it is 18. Suppose I will ask how many students like red color, it is 8 into 2, that is 16. Correct or not? And which is the color which less number of students like? It is green color. So from the bar graph, very easily you can find out. Correct or not? So it is, because it is plotted, bars are plotted horizontally, it is horizontal bar graph. Okay children, now let us understand a special kind of bar graph, that is double bar graph. A double bar graph is similar to a normal bar graph. The only difference is that it is used to compare two data groups. So basically when there is a comparison of data, it is represented by two bars adjacent to each other. Okay, so that you can compare it. Bars are also called double bar chart because they represent information using two bars beside each other at various heights. The bars can be arranged either vertically or horizontally as per the need. So I have taken one example. So can you tell me what is the observation you can make out from this bar graph? So as you can see, it is a double bar graph and it is giving the comparison of the sports liked by boys and girls in a class. Okay, so here one unit is equal to 2 students, and here green color represents your boys and your yellow color represents your girls. So now from this graph, if so as you can see each place, that is each sports, football, tennis, baseball, cricket, these are all categories. So in football, how many number of boys are liking it? So it is almost 13 into 2, that is 26. Correct or not? 13 into 2, that is, so here it is 13 into 2, that is 26. Correct or not? How many girls? 6 into 2, that is 12. Correct? So here basically there are two bar graphs adjacent to each other which can give you the comparison between the sport liked by boys and girls. And individually if you compare, so you have to compare the same color bar. So like you have to compare the bar of the girls. Now I will ask which is the most liked sports by the girls. So you just compare the different yellow color box. So you can find out the baseball is the most liked sports for a girl. And what about boys? It is cricket. So from the double bar graph, you can just compare the data uh, of the or the of which belongs to the different maybe different variable but belongs to the same category can be compared with each other. So this is the significance of your double bar graph. Okay children? So now let us understand another kind of pictorial representation, that is pie chart. So pie chart is shows the relationship between a whole circle and its parts. The circle is divided into sectors. The size of each sector is proportional to the information it presents. Pie charts are otherwise known as circle graph. So where you remember where you can see where you in your SST, social studies and science, the composition of the water or the total amount of air, the composition of air, like how many percentage of air is nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, etc. You have plotted on circle and the different percentage. Similarly, the water available in the earth, you remember, for that we had always represented with a circle with different demarcation on that. Those are all pie charts. Okay. So for each list of item or activity, you have to calculate the fraction or part which it represents. Convert each fraction into degree by multiplying it with 360 degree. Okay, and you have to draw a circle and divide it into the number of sectors. Then depending on the proportionality, you have to take the corresponding angle and you have to plot. Like for example, this I think in the new channel when there will be an election, you will get this kind of pie chart, correct or not? So suppose this is one result of your Lok Sabha election in Odisha. You have so BJP has got 8 seats, Congress has got 1 seat, Aam Aadmi Party has got 1 seat and BJP has got 11 seats. So total here I have taken how many seats? 8 plus 1 9 plus 1 10 plus 11, that is, so out of 21 seats, 11 is for BJD, 8 is for BJP and for 1 for Congress and for app it is 1. So you have to divide this, you have to first find out the angle for 11, angle for, how you are going to find out that? So it is 11 by 21 into 360. For BJP it is 8 by 21 into 360. So accordingly you have to draw the angles and you can color it with different colors. So this is how pie chart can be plotted. So we will learn about the pie chart in detail in the upcoming videos. Okay children, so hope you have understood the different pictorial representation of the data. Thank you children for your patient hearing. Okay, so please do follow us in Instagram, Twitter, YouTube and Facebook, and don't forget to download the Etuson app and enroll yourself. Keep smiling and take care of yourself.